going on YouTube? Welcome to today's video. In this video, I actually did a Instagram live session on my Instagram, Hennessy, and I did that on Wednesday night with a client of the Healthy Flesh Prescription, which is my 12-week transformation program where I help pretty much busy professionals prioritize their health and fitness over a 12-week period, get their best body yet, but also build a sustainable lifestyle that they can carry on throughout the rest of their lives. Vivian was a client of this program, and in 12 weeks she lost 22 pounds and 5 inches off her waist, so she crushed it and she was really committed to the program. So we did a Q&A, and because she's just someone who's really busy, she has a busy work schedule, she actually did her training after her work days, which I commend her for because I can't really do that very well. So we go over some of the tips that helped her adhere to her lower macros, lower calories, some tips and tricks that helped her get through the program and accomplish the goals that she set for herself. So I hope you guys like this Q&A. I hope you guys get some value from it. A couple people after I put it up, they DM'd me, they said the tips were really helpful for them. They did receive some value. So putting it up on YouTube, and I hope it helps you guys too. And people that are in a similar boat as Vivian was before the program, really busy, a little lost, doesn't know, I guess, how to train, just going through the motions, not really sure what to prioritize in nutrition. So I hope this gives you a little bit of direction. And if anyone is interested in applying for the Healthy Flesh Prescription, the application website is right here. And if you do apply, I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and I hope to work with you soon. So without further ado, again, I want to thank Vivian for taking part in this interview, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys get some value from it. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you found most valuable and what is something that's going to help you from this video. Up later, maybe on Facebook, maybe on YouTube, just in case. What's going on, Viv?
Hi.
All right, we got it to work. Let me just center everything. So everyone, this is Vivian. She has been my client the last 12 weeks, and if you saw the post that I put up yesterday, and also the post that I put up today on Facebook, and also on my coaching page. So welcome, Viv.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So what we're gonna do is probably just, I'm gonna ask you some questions to go over like some things before the program, the 12-week program that you did, the Healthy Flesh Prescription. We're going to talk about the process you went through it, how you feel now as comparison to before, and then also take some questions from everyone and hopefully drop some hints along the way. How's that sound to you?
Sounds great.
Cool, cool. First off, let's get a little, I guess, like background information on, I guess, your transformation. So where were you, I guess, like 12 weeks ago? What was like your weight, your waist measurement, and I guess all that? Where were you?
Well, weight-wise, I was almost at 170, I believe, 170 something. And I was a lot thicker, I would say. Not as toned. And that was basically it.
Okay. Yeah, so before you were, I think, 179, and then now, like, what are you right now?
20 pounds down, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Getting there.
And 5 inches down on your waist too, so that's pretty sweet. That was, like when I looked at that, I had to like take a double take because that was pretty crazy. I've never seen that, 5 inches. But yeah, so I guess like before the program, so where were you with fitness before I guess you made that initial jump into, I guess, starting the 12-week program?
Well, before I did this, I didn't have a set schedule doing exercises at the gym. I basically just went in and I'm just like, you know, and then decide if I want to do legs, arms. I didn't have anything set for me. I just went in, and I didn't have like 3 days or 4 days I went. I just went whenever I felt like it.
Okay, so no real like game plan to follow. It was just kind of like go and try something every time.
Yep.
Okay. And I guess like how did you feel with your fitness? Like how were you feeling in relation to your fitness? Like I guess confidence wise, energy wise.
Definitely felt a lot more tired before, and I didn't feel as confident. And, you know, people were always like, oh, you know, you should hit the gym. You know, it's time. So.
Yeah. And then I guess how did you like find out about the program after that? Like how did you find me necessarily?
Well, I have some mutual friends with you, and I, you know, was on Instagram and I saw you and I was like, oh, you know, he's fit and I see that he's like, you're doing these coaching stuff and maybe I should get on it.
Yeah, so I've been doing it for a couple of years and just like really enjoying what I do, and I'm really happy that you were able to, I guess, like find me, because I've had mentors in the past, and especially
Hmm.
like now, so even with like business, whenever I made like the best improvement in like fitness or business, it's always like finding someone who's gone through the trial and error. Like I've
Exactly.
lifted, done my training for 9 years, made so many mistakes in the past, and now I guess I have a more like efficient route that I'm happy like worked out for you that was also more sustainable.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. So yeah, like why did you decide to, I guess, take the plunge, start a program, try to get coaching, and like I guess reach out to like some kind of coach?
Well, I was at that point in my life where I was like, I don't feel as happy as I am now, and I want to feel more fit and feel better about myself and go to a family event and everybody's like, "Oh, look, you look slimmer, your face is smaller." Feel more confident. And then at that point when I started, I had more time and I felt like I can commit to it even more than when like later on. And if I start now, I definitely know that I'm going to continue later on.
Okay, cool, cool. And yeah, you were working full time too. So how
Hmm.
did that, I guess, work out for you? Did that make things harder working full time? Do you think you were able to manage better than during college?
Definitely better than college because we were always, studying and freshman 15, 50 basically hit. But working full time, I had more time after work because I didn't have to take any of the work out. Um, but definitely, I felt like I could relieve some stress at the gym too. So that was good.
Okay, that and yeah, that is like an effective way. And like in my case, I guess waking up in the morning to go train before I do like a work day or even during rotations, I feel kind of more energized because I got up, got a workout, got training, and that actually got me a lot more awake than if I did sleep that time. And that's
Exactly.
how it worked out for me. So I guess what did you learn? I guess in regards to, we'll start with like fitness. Like what do you feel you've learned?
Definitely how to work out or what to work out in order to get certain things toned. Learned how to track my macros correctly or even what macros were. And definitely set myself accountable. And you helped me a lot with that. And I knew that if I didn't do it, then I would feel bad about it because I worked so hard. Why am I slacking now? Type of thing.
Okay. And then I guess what you learn, I guess maybe even about yourself during it. Like maybe in some cases I've seen people like when they take on a program like this or they really commit to something, then they kind of learn that they're capable of more. Like in my past, when I went into pharmacy school, I learned that I was
Mhm.
capable of taking on a lot more of a course load. So I guess how did that work out for you? What did you learn about yourself?
I learned that I definitely can do more than I, used to. I learned that I have the confidence. Like you gain confidence. You learn more like about yourself and how you can. It's about life too,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you never knew you can do something before until now, and it
Exactly.
feels really good.
Yeah, and it's kind of like liberating, and also like if you can do that with your fitness, something that you've struggled with for such a long like period of time, and then you're
Hmm.
able to get control over that, it kind of shows you like what else am I struggling with right now that I can maybe commit to and get a lot better at, and then overcome that.
Exactly.
So it's awesome because I guess a lot of parallels I see with fitness. So I guess like let's talk about like where you are now because you told us you said like where
Hmm.
you were before the program. You said a little bit unconfident. You kind of I guess were lost in the gym a little bit, just trying things
Hmm.
here and there. So I guess like where are you now? I guess emotionally and like with your confidence.
I feel very confident now. I feel more confident even going to the gym, knowing that I know how to do certain things. I feel a lot happier, and now I even plan for the weeks ahead about like what I'm gonna do, what PRs I'm gonna hit. Um, yeah, just feeling good about myself now compared to when I was before.
Cool, cool, and more structure in it all, which it sounds like. So
Yes,
that's good. That's good.
yes.
So I guess now we'll go into a little more applicable stuff to I guess like people watching too. So maybe
Hmm.
like some tips and tricks that are going to help other people that may be in like the same situation you were, working full time, maybe just going through the motions a little bit, not 100% sure what to do. So in regards to like maybe like what has been your go-to meal lately? Because your macros towards the end of things got a little bit on the low side. So like, what was your go-to meal that like helped you adhere to those macros?
Well, egg whites are definitely good when you want protein.
Mm-hmm.
I usually have a couple egg whites in the morning plus a Greek yogurt.
Mm-hmm.
And then for lunch, I try to meal prep with low fat, low carb, but high in protein. Obviously, have a little bit of some, just to hit the macros too. But definitely egg whites, chicken breast, and turkey meat was my favorite, like my best friend.
Yeah, it's funny with like flexible dieting how like I love to say like, oh, we can eat Pop-Tarts, you can eat ice cream, but like if you are cutting and trying to lose a lot of weight, you kind of secondhand or like eventually kind of eat a little bro. Like you have to eat low fat, low
Veggies.
carbs. Yeah, a lot of veggies. Like I think a week or two ago I had 15 servings of veggies in one day, and that was the way I kept full. But
Yep.
so I guess like what was your go-to vegetable?
Mushrooms.
Yeah, yeah.
Mushrooms and peppers.
Hmm.
They were both very good with macros and, hitting that, keeping myself full with the fiber.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So with me, actually today I just like topped some pita pizzas with a bunch of like peppers too. So like it just adds a lot of volume. And also sometimes using green peppers as like a bowl, like for like low
For
fat.
baking things.
Exactly, exactly. Cool, cool. So this one it may be a little tough, but like, what is your, I guess, your best tip to help people? Like, what is your best tip to adhere to low calories? So, like, I guess some ideas of answers. Like, some people like to say intermittent fasting helps people stick to lower calories because they focus all their eating in an 8-hour window and they fast the rest of it, so bigger meals. Some people just like eat all their meals early and they like to fast 4 to 12 p.m. or something like that. So, what is like some kind of tip that helped you adhere?
Well, if you eat your breakfast a little later, I guess it keeps you a little more full for the lunch. And then by the time you finish eating lunch, you're almost at dinner. So it keeps you a lot more full. And I think you also have to plan ahead a little bit. Obviously not every day, but if you can, you should plan ahead and make sure, oh, if this is the amount of calories for today, do I have enough for tomorrow? The same thing,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So did like sometimes it sounds like you try to, I guess, push back your first eating window, or like you try to push back your first meal. Did that like leave you more calories for something maybe more enjoyable once a day or here and there? How did you deal with fitting something, I guess, quote unquote, enjoyable?
So during this program, we got to try new things,
Mm-hmm.
and Kevin told me that I should be, trying new recipes or, trying even a snack, just like a different type of thing. And I found a lot of ice creams,
Mm-hmm.
like Enlightened and Skinny Cow, which are low in calories and they have good protein and fiber. And there's different cookies out there. And definitely on days where I'm not eating as much as a meal, I use that as a snack.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like great because you're like, oh, I'm eating ice cream. And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
helps fills macros.
Mm-hmm. And especially like enlightened to me, like the mix-ins and stuff like the caramel swirl, it tastes like legit ice cream too. So as long
It's
as you
great.
heat it up. All right, so I just got, I think, 2 more questions, and then we'll go into like Q&As, and I'll go through some like the comments. Nico, Nico, I hate what you commented. Sorry, it made me choke up a little bit. So let's see. Your biggest tip to people working a full-time schedule, and I guess really adhering to their fitness plans, their goals. Like maybe with your busy schedule, like what would be the number one tip for, I guess in general, like overall like wellness? Could be in relation to your nutrition. Could be in relation to finding time to work out.
I think if you set a schedule in advance, you should stick to it. Say like, I'm going to go Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. You should definitely do your best to go because after you go, it feels really good.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
And nutrition wise, definitely keep in the beginning, you're more like, oh, I shouldn't eat this, shouldn't eat that. But after a while, you get a hang of what you should be eating
Mm-hmm.
and how you fit it into your calories and your macros.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're working a full-time job, I definitely think you can do it because I did it. Working out after work or even before work, like some of my coworkers, as long as you dedicate some time to do something, you will feel very good.
True, true. It's like kind of just setting any kind of goal and like accomplishing it, and that just builds that confidence. And then it's like, what else can I take on? But yeah, even
Exactly.
me, like I always recommend, like if someone asks me, like when should I train, and I work full time, I usually would say try to do it in the morning if you can, because like honestly for me it's difficult after work because I'm pretty toast. But like
Exactly.
I find it like really incredible that you were able to consistently just train after work, especially when it's really busy too.
If you want to hit a goal, you will definitely do it.
True, true. Did caffeine help there? Did you take any pre-workout?
Um, I used to take pre-workout, and then I figured I just could drink coffee, and that helped as well.
Cool, cool. Yeah, so a little bit of caffeine, but mainly it sounds like your mindset like really just got it done.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, so the next thing is we're gonna take a couple IG questions. I'm kind of scared to like sift through here. All right, so let's go up to the top. Bum bum bum. What's up, Mang? Nothing much, man. Gay for pay. That's my other stream. Let's see. There's a couple requests for gay for pay. I'm sorry. Oh, and shout out to IWill424. He's the one who told me about the screen capture, so I can post this on Facebook later. And also, like again, thank you so much, Vivian, for just agreeing to do this.
No problem.
All right, so trying to get a question. Yeah, people ask questions down below if there's anything in regards to like training, nutrition, or just lifestyle-wise that are for like Vivian. Just while we have her and while she's answering questions. Do you have a public Snapchat? No, I don't really need. Oh, JR said congrats, Viv.
Thank you.
Right. So what is another option besides eating chicken? It's dole. You want to take this?
I mean, there's different ways to cook it, but also if you do turkey, ground turkey, lean ground turkey, you can do meatballs, patties. You can do like eggs with white egg whites with veggies and make it into like a nice omelet with different veggies, which definitely helps with the fiber and keeping you full.
And the volume, yeah.
Exactly. And I guess it depends on the way you do chicken breast or a certain type of chicken, because the way I do it, I do like an Italian. I usually do a seasoning because seasoning is less calories instead of like marinating and stewing it. So if you bake it, it's definitely better. Or lemon chicken. I guess you
Mrs.
just have
Dash?
to, huh?
Mrs. Dash?
No,
Oh.
it was just an experiment, but
Okay.
as long as you experiment like different recipes, you'll definitely find one. Because at first I got really tired of chicken, but then I was like, oh, let me try like lemon chicken or Italian seasoning chicken. And then it's better than, marinating it with different sauces and stuff. And I'm Asian, so we like our sauces.
True, true. And yeah, like for me, like ground beef has been great. Like you can get 96.4, but it's gonna take a toll on your fats, definitely.
Exactly.
All right. So someone asked opinions on keto. So from my perspective, keto is absolutely a great weight loss tool, but I don't think, as far as like I've read research, it's not the best for performance. So if you do have some performance-based goals, I wouldn't recommend it. But for just like all around adherence, and if you don't want to track, if you remove carbs, which are really readily available to all of us, check your pantry, it's granola bars and chips. I think it's very, very useful for people that don't want to weigh out all their food, don't want to like track their macros. I think it's great. I guess what's your opinion on keto then, Viv? Like, can you live without carbs? How would adherence be there?
I mean, I did try in the beginning before this program not to eat carbs, so it's really hard. And sometimes you need that carb after a workout or a protein to get you going because, you need to regain, all that you worked out, and your muscles need energy too. So, I mean, I did have carbs in this diet, but it's just to an extent where you track your macros, make sure it's within your macros, and it really helps, to keep that weight loss progress.
Yeah, and like incorporating carbs, it's more of like, I guess, a sustainable lifestyle long term. Because I mean, keto here and there, I think would be a great choice. But then I don't know personally if I could swear off ice cream and pizza. So I don't know if I mean, I could, but I probably would enjoy life a little more if I could incorporate those in. That's just me. But of course, like anyone is up to their own strategies. So we also have another question. Have you ever tried grating zucchini into like the spaghetti. So I think that's called Zaghetti or
Zoodles?
Yeah, zoodles, that.
Yes, I have actually. I made it like almost like a shrimp scampi. And so like shrimp has a lot of protein,
Hmm.
but obviously you don't use all the butter and all that stuff. But I did use the zoodle. I bought like the twirling thing,
I
the
got one of those.
spiralizer.
Yeah.
It's great because it's better than having actual noodles. It's low in calories. It's basically your veggies intake.
Yeah.
It definitely keeps you more full, and it's a great way to, experiment with that.
Yeah, it's a ton of volume when I've done it. So we got another question. This one's for you. How do you stay motivated in this process? Because that's been a struggle for someone. So how do you take that?
Well, when you see other people, being fit, and then you're like, why am I not doing this too? Or when people are at the gym and, they're working out so hard, and then you're like, why can't I be like that? So it's like my motivation is like, if I want to look a certain way or feel a certain way, I have to do it. That's my mindset. And like, you can't stray away from that mindset, or else it's going to affect how you're going to work out. And you can't be discouraged by little things. From what I learned during this process, like, yes, sometimes I struggle with a new PR, but it's a PR. Of course it's going to hurt or, look a little wobbly in the beginning. But as long as you have that mindset, like, oh, I'm going to continue. I know I'm going to do well within these 12 weeks or how many weeks you have, then you're good. You have to keep like positive, stay positive.
Yes, yes. And keep your goal in mind, it sounds like. Always
Exactly.
remember the goal. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for that question, Franz, my man. And then let's go. What are your thoughts on individuals that are vegan vegetarians and also going through the same program? So many shout outs. What's up, my man? So I guess I'll take this a little bit.
Yeah.
So for vegetarians, I'm all for the vegetarian diet. It's going to like have you get more micronutrients. It's kind of like leading you to get more vegetable intake, which I think is almost always beneficial. But then once you go over like 20 servings a day, there are some issues that come out through that. But vegans, there are some things that you may be lacking that do come from animal products. So you will probably have to do some supplementation, some more specific supplementation. I definitely would check into that beforehand. Also, your protein intake per gram is going to be a little higher because vegan and vegetarian sources may be lower in leucine content and some amino acids. So you may actually, instead of needing, say, 150 grams of protein, you may need like 175. And it's hard to find really pure protein, low carb, vegan options for protein. So it's going to add a little bit of difficulty, but by all means, you can do it. You can definitely do it. All right. And All right. Serious poverty flow as a poor grad student, sort of forced to resort to whatever is at home for the time being until I start working again. How should I go about eating? Budget tips. I love this. Vivian, you take some of this.
Well, you don't have to always shop at like Whole Foods for organic things, like definitely go for things you can buy in bulk for a cheaper price, like BJ's or Costco, where you can buy something in bulk and you can freeze things. So when you freeze things, they tend to last longer, and then you can use, that. And sometimes you don't even need that much of it. You just need a portion of it, of however macronutrients you need. So it really depends on what you want to make too. Obviously, you don't have to go all out and make a whole luxurious meal. As long as the meal that you enjoy, with the things you enjoy, then that's the most important.
And you can adhere in the long term. And some of my budgeting tips would be, again, like as Vivian said, like buy in bulk. That's always great. You can find chicken breasts for like $2 per pound. And cook it in bulk, like I would do like 5 pounds and then cut it up, keep it in the fridge. You can get frozen. My number one tip for vegetables, write this one down. This one is buy those steamable bags that are frozen vegetables, store them in the freezer, get 10 at once, and it's $10. Each one of those bags is 4 servings of veggies. If you want to do a quick meal prep, put literally you'll hit, I think, all your macronutrients except your fat could be low, and you got to find another source. But keep the white rice steamer on. You always have your carb source. Always do, like every day, 1 steamable bag of veggies or 2, so you get 4 to 8 servings of vegetables, and then have a protein source cooked up in bulk. So I usually do just a bunch of chicken breast, Montreal seasoning on it, And then to get your protein, your carbs done, your micronutrients and fiber done, you may need some kind of fiber supplement or fiber source like Fiber One, because that could be a struggle. And then the other thing is find some kind of fat source that you enjoy and get a variety of fat sources. So that's a really budget way to do it. Also, I've seen if religious-wise you can fit in pork. I've seen ridiculously cheap pork, and I've also seen some lean sources with 6 grams of fat, 23 grams of protein. So some budget tips right there. Let's see if we got any more. Ooh, got it. Vivian, you might have answered this already, but what did you do to conquer food cravings? I like that one.
In the beginning, it was really hard because when your family's eating certain things and it's like, it's high in fat and high in carbs, you're like, oh no, I really want some. Like in the beginning, I took a little bit, and then afterwards you realize that you can't. Like, not that you can't, but you should do it in small amounts. First you do it in small amounts. Then later on you're like, oh no, wait, it's not fitting in my macros really. Maybe I should stop. And then, or sometimes you resort to other things, like maybe a snack on carrots, Carrots are like baby carrots are good for you. Or, find a different snack that's like low in calories, high in protein. You always try to find something that you'll end up liking, even though you want to eat something else. And sometimes your family's like, oh, you should have some. And I'll be like, no, not today, Grandma.
Oh, I remember that quote.
Yep.
It's hard to tell Grandma no. It's not easy. All right, so yeah, and I'm with that too. It's like baby carrots are my go-to. They're a pretty tasty snack. They're pretty filling and low calorie. And for food cravings, especially if you're craving ice cream, there are low calorie options. Or just trying to be creative. Like if you want brownies, there's black bean brownies, and there are some pretty great cookbooks out there. Shout out to Flexible Dieting Lifestyle and the Belt Sander. Both of them have great cookbooks. So Justin asked, what about carb loading for diabetics? That is a difficult one. I don't want to try to overstep my boundaries, especially if you are under the care of a doctor. But I probably wouldn't recommend carb loading for diabetics, just because if you are carb loading, what I could see you would want to do is just make sure that you are taking enough insulin to get those carbs, that glucose out of the bloodstream. So you don't want that glucose hanging in your bloodstream. You do want it to be absorbed, so you probably just take enough insulin. But again, talk to your doctor before trying any kind of carb loading. I'm not going to overstep my boundaries there. But I really do like that question. That's a fantastic question. All right. So, Ooh. Well, thank you, Indigo Boy. You complimented my shoulders. That makes me happy. All right. So, why do you have your let's see what else we got. Oh, wow. Thank you, Indigo Boy. I just got on here to meme, but now I'm actually getting educated. What is this? All right. I'm glad someone's taking some points from this. I'm hoping this helps some people out there. Let's see. All right. Indigo Boy said celery sticks and Greek yogurts are his go-tos. So I guess pretty much we covered a lot of questions throughout this Q&A, and I think we can wrap it up pretty much here. So, thank you so much, Vivian, for taking part in this. I hope to be doing these more often in the future. I guess any final words, any final thoughts, Vivian?
I think stay positive, don't get discouraged. And, I had Kevin to help me, and I know that this is not just like, it's not going to be a chore. It's more like a habit now, like where I just do it, And Kevin has been a great help in this journey, and I'm just so happy that he was there. And it was definitely worth it, but definitely stay positive, and that's really the most important.
Definitely. Yeah, thank you so much. You've been fantastic, because all I can do as a coach is set the game plan. It takes someone who's really motivated, really driven to actually follow through with the game plan and make things happen, because no one can do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. So again, if anyone else is interested in coaching, you can apply at hennessy.com/coaching, or just shoot me a DM. Also, if you have any questions maybe about the program or any more questions for Vivian, can they slide into your DMs?
Yeah. Why not?
By the way, I don't want to overstep my boundaries with your boyfriend, though. So
it's okay. He'll understand.
For science. But thank you, everyone, for sticking in. There you have it. That's the video. Sorry for the abrupt ending. Again, thank you to Vivian, and thank you guys for watching. Again, leave down in the comments below. Let me know what you found most useful and valuable from this interview, and maybe even questions that I can ask the next time. So again, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.